He had an unbelievable win on Saturday at UFC Philadelphia, blasting through Edson Barboza in half a round. Can you believe that? I guess I can. He joins us now on the telephone. The one and only Justin, the Highlight Gaethje, is here. Hi, Justin. How are you?
What's up, man?
How are you feeling? That must have been one of your best wins yet, huh?
So tired. I just got home from the airport.
You just got home?
I've slept about like 5 hours since I fought.
Were you partying? What you been doing?
Oh, no. My parents wanted to stay. We went to the Phillies game last night.
Oh, and Bryce hit a home run, didn't he?
We left in like the fourth inning because it was freezing.
All right, fair enough. Well, generally speaking, man, first of all, congratulations. Among your UFC wins, that's got to be your best one yet, right?
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
All right.
I just watched it, man. I did good.
You did really well. You know what folks are telling me? They're saying that Justin, they're saying that that's your smartest performance to date. Do you think that's true?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
now,
I watched, the ones I win, I watched in slow motion. And yeah, dude, it was nice.
Now, what was like, how has... Go ahead.
I said, my coach is a genius. I didn't even know I was doing these things. But it's just a good coach.
You're talking about Trevor Whitman?
Yeah.
Now, what was the game plan?
Just go in there and be me, but just control. This whole game is about controlling space. So that was the main, I did good.
Yeah, you certainly did. All right, so let's talk about this just a little bit here. Where do you think a win like that puts you in the UFC?
I think a win like that, man, it's all about how you win nowadays. You got to win, but man, I won in very impressive fashion, and that in this game that does a lot. So I mean, I don't know. It's such a, I don't know if I can cuss, but it's a clusterfuck up there at the top. So I have no idea what's going on. I don't think anybody does. And so yeah, I just got to kind of let it play out and then see where they want me to fight.
Would you say it's fair that you get the winner of Max and Dustin?
Yeah, I mean, sure, I would say it's fair. I'm a little biased.
Would you say that a win like that should put you in the top 5?
Yeah, whatever. I hope so. He was number 6, so I mean, at least number 6.
Yeah, certainly put you in a position like that. I guess what I'm wondering is, like, has the UFC ever talked to you about like their vision for you, or have you ever had a meeting with them, like your vision for yourself? Like, here's what I want to accomplish in 2019. Here's where I see myself. Here's what I got to do to get where I want to go. Has there been any kind of formalized talk about any of these kinds of things?
No, not personally. I really, I've surrounded myself with a great management team, with great coaches, and at the end of the day, they make those choices for me. They know I'm going to fight. They know I'll fight whoever they tell me to fight, and all I worry about is preparation, and I trust the people that I've surrounded myself with to handle all of that.
You had mentioned something when you were interviewed by John Anik right after you won, and you were saying how you were surprised you can't get nervous. Were you nervous when you wrestled in college? No, I wasn't. It's more like, so now it's more like I'm wrestling. More so, I didn't use some. Now these last 2 fights have been much different than previous fights ever for me. But yeah, just my ability. Now it's like a wrestling match where I can concentrate and make decisions. I'm actually trying to process things. So yeah, I'm having fun. So does that mean, like, previously you were more nervous, like against Johnson or Poirier or Alvarez? It was a little different.
No. Again, preparation is everything, and we just saw what's the worst that can happen. You get knocked out. He goes home. Edson gets to go home. He gets to have a baby. Life goes on. There's no doubt about that, and I understand that. And so I just go in there and I try my hardest, and that's all I really hope.
Fair enough. Okay, so let's talk about some of the things that could be next. It seems like you could be ready to go right away. Are you looking for a quick turnaround, or are you looking for the right fight?
I think it's the right fight.
Absolutely. I mean, that's important to me. I'm trying to fight for the title, 2019, 2020, whatever. I'm going to work my way up there, but those are my goals and aspirations. So I'm not going to be looking behind me right now. I think I earned that.
You probably did. Now, here's what you noted. The top of that division's kind of a mess. You got Conor doing whatever he's going to do. Khabib might come back at some point soon. Tony's just kind of on hiatus. That's kind of why I was asking about the winner of Max and Dustin. Now, maybe that person fights Khabib, but it just seems like that's sort of the space you're in now. And that's sort of why I'm pushing in that direction. Your manager was saying you should only be in a number one contender fighter more, right?
Yeah, I think so. But the sport's crazy. Who knows what can happen? You know, if one of those guys gets hurt, I'll definitely be ready. I mean, when is that fight?
That's in Atlanta in about 2 weeks.
Ooh, I don't know about that. He kicked me pretty damn hard.
Are your legs banged up?
He landed 2 hard kicks, man. Those low kicks we were kicking each other with are no joke.
Is he the hardest kicker you've ever faced?
He's the best kicker I've ever faced by far.
Ooh. All right. Fair enough.
I haven't kicked very much in the legs. They don't usually have time to kick me back.
No, they don't. He certainly made a point of it. You had mentioned something after the fight that you're the best challenge for Khabib Nurmagomedov. Tell me why you believe that.
Yeah, I think my wrestling credentials alone would benefit me, so much in that fight. My ability to stop the takedown, and I'm very confident in my stand-up. I'm confident in my coach and the game plan that we would come together and go out there and execute. And yeah, I think with my athletic ability, I'm tough out for anybody. So at the end, I think a little bit of this is chance, and so you cannot, you can't fail or prosper without going out there and taking that chance. So I got to put myself in a position, and I think as opposed to anybody else at the top of this division, I would be the toughest out for him, no doubt. And it's a challenge that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, it's interesting. I looked at the 2 times you have. Do you know how many times Fight Metrics says you've been taken down in the UFC?
No, probably a lot, because that thing's kind of jacked up.
No, actually, just twice. Once in the first round against Michael Johnson, and then once barely in the 3rd round against Eddie Alvarez. That's it. And both of those are from guys who know you were kind of trading with. Khabib's not that guy, so it makes sort of an interesting challenge.
The only way Eddie took me down is when he knocked me out. The other one wasn't a takedown by any rules.
I know.
Rules, anyways.
I'm just saying. Yeah, fair enough. I'm just saying what the numbers say.
Hey, I got through wrestling. I wasn't the best wrestler, dude. I'm athletic, and my ability to scramble, create scrambles. We're sweating more. I'm more slippery than people wearing singlets and wrestling a college or any wrestling match. So all those factors come into play when it comes to that grappling. And yeah, I'm not going to go in there to wrestle with them. I'm going there to stop takedowns, and that's what I've been good at this whole time. And in the clinch, I throw hard shots.
So there's no doubt in the stand-up you would certainly be better than him. But to play devil's advocate, if I could, it could be noted that like no one has stopped his takedown. Why are you that guy?
Who knows, man? I think I got my wrestling coach is Ben Charrington, 2006 national champion for Boise State, NCAA. So, I mean, I work with him twice a week. And if I was to get that fight, my training camp would be based around being in shape. I know I could stop. I know, I'm not saying I could beat him in a wrestling match, but a wrestling match is what I did my whole life. He's not going to go out there and dominate me in a wrestling match. What it comes down to is my cardio being up to par with his, and the ability for me to grapple in as many situations and get in as many scrambles as he's able to get into, because that's where he breaks people. He gets you into scrambles and you get tired. That is some tiring stuff. That's why I avoid it, because I don't want to get tired. I want to try to knock them out. You can't pin people in a fight, and I'm trying to get out of there as soon as possible. And so, that would be my focus. If I would and will focus on that. If I fight Khabib, I'm starting to do it now, so that when I do get that fight, I can wrestle for 25 minutes if I need to.
You had
I'll wrestle for 25 minutes if I need to.
Yeah, fair enough. You know, you're on back-to-back first-round KO wins, right? And that came after your first 2 losses in your career. I'm wondering, to come out on fire the way you have the last 2 fights, what did you take from the Alvarez and Poirier fights?
Well, I mean, it was 2 losses. I was able to go back to the drawing board, man. It was I never went. You know, every time I won, it just you just had to keep building on what was successful. That's how this game works. You know, it's like a roller coaster. When you're up, and you're down. So we got to ride those waves. And you know, I was having so much success in the style that I was choosing to go out there and fight because through my 7 amateur fights. And then through those first 18, that's 25 fights in a row. Not one. I mean, I went out there with one goal, one intention to create chaos, and I was 25-0. So you know, you can say stuff all you want, but you know, there's no reason I would ever try to change that. And once you know, I fought the best guys in the world. Poirier is bar none. You know, I think one of the best stand-up guys that there is in my weight class, and then you know, just technically wise, his ability to take angles and stuff is just crazy. So to fight those guys is just crazy.
Yeah, fair enough about that. So I know there was a bit of controversy a little bit after the fight when you were doing some post-fight media. And of course, you had like Karen Bryant and Paul Felder on the set. I don't really want to dig too much into it, but just sort of like see where you're at now. Are you still as upset at the way that went now, having had a couple days to like sit on it?
Oh, I haven't even thought about it again.
No?
I haven't thought about that. No, I don't care, man.
So you don't feel
care.
like you don't feel like they were trying to take your shine? I mean, they can't, dude. You're the one who got the knockout. I think they were just.
No, I think it was just it was an unprofessional move on Paul's part. I think he knows that, and you know, he's there in a different status than me. I was a fighter that night, and he was an employee or a staff member, and I was caught. I was just really caught up. I didn't even know what was happening until you know, like the second time. I think when Karen brought it up, and I was like, oh, I wasn't even. I bet that was probably like 17 minutes from the moment I stepped out of the ring. Probably less than that. I bet it was maybe like 10 minutes. No, it was just at least 15, whatever. But dude, I'm telling you, I hadn't seen the fight. I hadn't, you know, it was just from the moment they tell you, you know, you have about 4 minutes till you're going to go in that hallway to make that walk to the octagon. That's the last time you get to kind of process anything. And then after that, until, you know, win or lose, it's over. You know, you can't process me. It's just a million miles an hour, you know, thousand words a second. You're trying to take in everything, trying to not miss specific things, trying to do interviews, trying to make the decision that you need to make to not, you know, sound like a fool. It's just a crazy emotions that you're running through. So you have to control your emotions and all that stuff. So, yeah, man, I have no idea. I was just caught off guard, and that was all it was.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I guess the idea would be if you're going to be a fighter, but you're going to be commentating that night, you got to put the fighter stuff to the side for just that evening.
I mean, and now after the fact, that's 2 times in a row. Like, he's got that opportunity. You got to think about it for, like, who knows how long he thought about, you know, asking me those 2 questions on those 2 nights. I didn't get 1 second to process that. And he got, you know, probably like 3 weeks to go over that, I don't know, whatever. So, yeah, it's just not fair, for one, and it's not what I'm there for.
Well, you know, the good news is I think the thing that most people walked away with on Saturday was
the headline because we had a long interview.
Yeah, no. I don't. First of all, I don't make the headlines, and don't worry, I don't suspect that this will be the lead topic anyway. But I just wanted to sort of circle back to it just the same. All right, man. Well, look, that was a tremendous win.
Good job.
Hey, let me ask you one last thing about the Barboza fight. You had mentioned that you had a good game plan with Trevor Whitman, one of the best in the business. How much do your game plans differ fight to fight?
0.
So then how do you have to come up with a game plan?
To be my best self, man. No one could beat me when I'm telling you, watch that fight in slow motion. That was great, man. I can't even believe it. So I'm excited to see how good I can be.
Yeah, that was about one of the best performances I've ever seen from you, and I've seen just about them all. So, Justin, Go get some sleep. We appreciate you spending some time with us. Sorry we're a little bit late, but congratulations. That was one hell of a win, and I do think you deserve somebody at the top of that division next, whoever that may be.
Yes, sir. You have a good one.
All right, there he goes. The highlight.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.